We need to address the elephant in the room, particularly when it comes to building an online business, building an online brand: imposter syndrome. Now, before I get into it, let's take a little journey theoretically for a quick moment. Let's imagine it was a number of years ago, and it was a time frame before what's the right term here? Before some well-meaning jackass invented the term imposter syndrome. Some idiot had to sit down one day and say, let's put these two words right next to each other and see what happens. And well, here's what happened. Around the world, people accepted the term as if it had always been there. And then because of that, there was this global consciousness that bought into the idea that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, and doggone it, people don't like you. What if somebody never put the words imposter syndrome together? Well, then we would talk about the issue in a very different way. It would just be a measurement of experience. It's that here's the thing I'm about to do, and I haven't yet done it consistently. Therefore, I'm not yet comfortable doing it. I mean, there's the antidote to all things imposter syndrome. I'll say it in a simpler term. When you're the person who does the thing, you're the person who does the thing. Quick example of this that I'll give you, and this is not meant to be this humble brag in the journey of explaining this, but it's that, well, I talk about helping people to grow their business online. And I have pages and pages and pages of people who have left me glowing testimonials, given specific proof of here's the problem that I had. I implemented what Jason taught me, and here's the big numbers that it created. I got proof. I got evidence. So when I'm speaking about growing a business online, one, I know I've actually done it myself, and two, I've got the piles of proof that it's actually helped other people. When the well-meaning trolls crawl out from under the bridge to become haters and say negative comments, okay, let them. I know the results, and I'm going to focus on the audience that's actually listening. Now, that's going to show up a bit differently for some of you in your journey because we all start somewhere. However, I got to talk about a couple of things here to begin to lay the foundation for you to, let's put it this way, begin to find the right confidence to grow your business online. One part of that is becoming clear in terms of who you are, as well as knowing what your, as I would say, what your archetype is. I want you to hear this carefully. There's things about you that might be the things that you're a little uncomfortable with, might be the things that in some way you're a little sensitive about, perhaps. And here's the thing you need to realize. Those might be the reasons why they specifically align with you. That's the reason they connect with you. I'm going to mention a name that people know, and whether you like this person or not really doesn't matter. But Warren Buffett is someone who a lot of people know talks about investing. People buy books from Warren Buffett, and some of them see great results and some of them don't. It's not that the strategies are flawed. It's not that they're good or bad. They've clearly been tested because the guy historically knows what he's doing, but also points out that not every investment is going to be a winner. However, there's people who buy his books, buy his material, but they don't take action because they don't connect with that person. When instead, maybe here's where they hear someone in the financial space talk about investing, and there's something of themselves that they see in that person. And that's why not only do they purchase, but also then they take action. What I'm really getting at is part of this event, part of what I teach is about helping you to find your voice. There's already one of me. There's already, respectfully, enough of me on the web. No, I'm not going to tell you to shave your head. No, I'm not going to make you wear a bunch of purple. And you know what? It's okay if the website or the funnel you build as a result of what I share with you, it's okay if that's not purple. It's all right if you don't want to film in your dining room. This is about you finding your voice and also amplifying the aspects of your story that now are the reasons why people want to do business specifically with you. One more thing before I tie this up, because something I just said might have spiked a bit of adrenaline or anxiety in a few of you. I said the parts of your story that you want to share. The reality is you don't have to reveal everything about yourself. You don't have to be that person who hops on the web. You've seen this before. I hate it too. They pop up and go, "Can I get vulnerable with you all for a couple of moments?" Which is the easiest cue to go, no, they're not. But it's where they pop up and I mean, they just dump on their audience their entire story. And the thing is, I've talked about my life and the stuff that I've done. I've done a podcast for more than a decade. I've been publishing online for, at this point, almost 22 years is the math that I figured out recently. However, I shine the spotlight in my story on the parts that I know I want to share, but also the parts that I feel actually have a valid connection to many of you. It's where I might say that part of the story of me moving from Virginia, where I used to live, down here to Orlando, Florida, part of that was about helping my parents in their retirement. That might be all I say. Did I tell you, here's the financial arrangement that I'm helping with? I didn't get into that. Did I talk to you about specific health considerations, either theirs or mine? No. I gave you enough that you've got part of my personal story, and let's call it out there. Know your archetype. There's some of you out there who just thought, what a good boy. And you just got enough of the story that was important. It was where at times in recent months, I've told the story of how really in the last 2 years, my ex-wife and I decided to separate, and here's the way that we're supporting the kids in our separation and eventual divorce. And I've told that story. Now, clearly, I've also told you the parts that I feel are appropriate to share, as well as kept back the parts that really, not even a matter of didn't need to share because they're secret, but instead just told you the parts that actually would matter to the audience. So no, you don't have to dump on the audience everything you've ever been through. And there's even an art form where sometimes less is more. This all comes back to this topic of imposter syndrome, where really it's the fact that you are stepping into a heightened version of yourself. And guess what? That audience that you're going to begin to grow online, they know you based on what you share with them. So the fact is, it doesn't matter if you might be thinking, wait, this roommate of mine from college about 20 years ago might be a little skeptical if they hear me now talking about helping people to lose weight. Well, you know what? Let them. They're not your customer, are they? Instead now, focus on the audience you want, and then now begin to craft and not necessarily spin or fabricate, but shine that spotlight the way that you want it to be for the audience that now matters, the one that you're passionate to help out. After that, try and find that imposter syndrome now.